the fire and storm, I remain on. Through the fire and storm, I remain on. Trial by fire, trial by fire. It's the trial by fire. It's the trial through the fire and storm. I remain on. It's the trial by fire.
Welcome, one and all, to the Armchair Bookers podcast. Pause for applause. I am your host, Joshua Joslin, and in this episode, I will be giving my predictions as to what will happen tonight during WWE's premium live event, Fast Lane. By tonight, I mean Saturday, October 7th. This is going to be episode 1 of 2. This one, my predictions episode. Next episode will be my reactions to the results and a couple other things which I'll talk about at the end. I'm excited for this event. I'm really, really excited for this event. I think that for a B show, even maybe a C show in terms of the time of year and what we have coming up and stuff. This is a huge card. They really stacked it with big names. John Cena is here. John Cena doesn't just show up. I know I shouldn't just say. I mean, he shows up for big things and he elevates things like a C show into a B and more so an A show. And I'd put this up there with card-wise into the A show realm. Hopefully it will not disappoint, but, we shall see. So let's get into it. The order I'm going in is not, I have no idea what the match card order is going to be tonight. I'm kind of going, the last 2 matches I'll talk about, I have to talk about back-to-back. So with that being said, I'm going to start with the Latino World Order, LWO. They're going to need a mystery partner. Who's that going to be? I have some ideas. Versus the Suit Profits. I love that. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. New personalities, new attitudes, new approach to wrestling. The formerly known as the Street Profits. They have evolved a bit. I love this match for a few reasons. I love Santos Escobar. I think he's getting some shine. I hope they keep him face. I hope they build him up as, not the heir apparent to Rey Mysterio. I think there's nobody that's going to be able to fill those shoes. But as somebody that's going to be able to represent, a culture of wrestling that WWE doesn't do well with representing. Rey Mysterio is in a class of his own because he transcended WWE before he even got to WWE. He immediately has that effect on kids and grown-ups. He goes out and you just can't help but become a fan of his. So I would love Santos Escobar to stay a good guy. I say that because it's a stable. I say that because Rey Mysterio will never be able to turn heel. All signs would point to Santos Escobar, who is a great heel. I just don't want to see it. I hope they keep him face. Anyway, he is amazingly smooth in the ring. His action spots are big. He has more size than Rey Mysterio, which isn't hard because Mysterio is a bit of a smaller fella. Not to take anything away from him, he's one of the greatest of all time. But Escobar has that ability, I think, to be able to sell himself against the bigger opponents. So hopefully his size doesn't hold him back from his potential, which is immense. He really is pretty awesome. I love him. I love the Street Profits. I love their newfound heel-like attitude. I don't even want to put like in there. They are heels. They've embraced it. I dig it. Ditching the cups, ditching the old theme. These are important aspects that I think get lost in character development and when a character shifts personalities. Turns, as we say in the business, from babyface to heel or vice versa. It took a long time, and I use this upcoming reference to sell the fact that for the fans to really embrace a character change and evolution in that character, we have to know that they're fully committed. And by that I mean this example coming up: Roman Reigns, when he separated from the Shield. How long did he use the Shield music? How long did he keep the same ring gear? These were parts for me. Those two things kept me from really being able to embrace Roman Reigns when they were shoving him down our throats. What kept me from fully embracing that legitimately is the lack of change in how they presented Roman. So doing that for the Street Profits will pay off because both of them are superstars. Angelo Dawkins has elevated himself. He looks lean and mean. It's tough to stand out next to somebody like Montez Ford, whose energy is off the charts. But these guys are just spectacular. Bobby Lashley, I can't say enough about. Anyway, I love the mystery partner. Rumors in the sheets are running rampant. I do have my guess. I don't know if I want to share. I mean, this is my predictions episode, right? I got to share what I predict is going to happen. Carlito is going to show up. Carlito is going to be the mystery partner, meaning Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and Carlito will be facing the Suit Profits. Like I said, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, and Bobby Lashley. That's who I think is going to be the surprise surprise partner. Guest. That's terrible. Even with a nostalgic turn, even with the vets giving some shine to the youngsters, I still it makes sense in terms of development of story that the Suit Profits. I think that they go over. I think that they have to. I think that they're newly developing and showing this character evolution. So they need to go over to show that they mean business. Hurt Business version 2, maybe even. They need to establish dominance. I don't think that this is going to be some sort of squash match. I think this has potential to steal the show if given the appropriate amount of time. And I think it will get that. It's not a match-heavy card. So hopefully there's going to be a lot of great storytelling in the ring. And that is what this match has the capability of doing. Selling a story with high, big spots. I think it's going to be mayhem. I think it's going to be chaotic at moments where you're just going to see move and move and move and move. The dynamic in size difference is going to be so much fun to watch. Bobby Lashley is a monstrous human being. He's in the ring with smaller opponents all the time, but with Escobar and Mysterio specifically, you're going to see a great blend of styles, and it's going to flow because you're talking about seriously great wrestlers in this match. Can't wait to see it. I'm not going to keep calling the Suit Profits. Lashley, Ford, and Dawkins go over. The next match I'm going to talk about, the World Heavyweight Championship Last Man Standing match. Seth Rollins is the champ. He's going up against Shinsuke Nakamura. A rematch. They fought at the last Premium Live event. I'm excited for this match. I love the build, although it feels like a bit backwards. I'm going to fix that. No, I don't love the build. I think it's a bit backwards. Seth chasing the guy that he already defeated. He's the champ chasing the guy that he beat clean. I think that it's a tough thing to get behind as a fan, at least me. I love these two going up against each other. It's just I think that it feels a little bit awkward for me. I'm absolutely a fan of the new vicious version of Nakamura. I wish they would have changed it up from him appearing on the Titantron and then, sideswiping or attacking Rollins in the ring. They did that several times, and I think that's a little bit of a cheap way of doing it. I love the way that they ended Raw, not ended Raw, but their last interaction, how that ended, with Rollins left lying. That's cool. But they did that several times, so that took it away a little bit from me. I love Nakamura. I always have since NXT all the way through. I was hoping he was going to win the belt way back at Mania after he won the Rumble. That did not happen. He has not gotten his chance with the belt. I wish they would pull the trigger. I think if they were going to, it would have been their first matchup, so the last time that they faced each other. I just don't see that happening. I think Seth goes over, and I think that for a few reasons. One, they are building Rollins up as like the ultimate fighter, willing to defend and fight no matter how badly he is hurt. He's fighting for his family. It's how they established the belt being important, and I love that for the belt. But similar to like Super Cena, I see this becoming Rollins as, refuse to lose Rollins. Copyrighted. 2, we're getting too close to the big shows, and Rollins brings more eyes than Nakamura. Not a knock against Nakamura. It's just Rollins has been established in that role for so long across his career that as this belt continues to get prestige, and as we lead into the bigger events, it just makes more sense for Rollins to keep it. We have the Saudi Arabia event coming up, and it's always, something. It's going to sound so rude to Nakamura, but some sort of special event type of opponent. So I just don't see it happening for him. With the world, we're in October, so we only have November, December, and then we're into Royal Rumble season. December leading in is Royal Rumble season, which then transitions to the road to WrestleMania. It's too late for a transitional champion, so and that would be what Nakamura, that would be his role. Transition into the next person, the next face ready to take the belt, and they're not really building anybody up in that regard, in my opinion. So that's reason 2 why Rollins will keep the belt. Reason number 3, final reason, faces never lose last man standing matches. It just doesn't happen. It's too hard of a story to sell because faces aren't supposed to stay down. They're not supposed to give up, right? They do everything they can to overcome the bad guy, the villain, the heel. It just doesn't make sense, and it certainly doesn't make sense for the character that Rollins has become. He's a man of the fans. He won't stop because they drive him. Unless they have Nakamura go straight up evil, Becky Lynch being laid out somewhere, his kids being mentioned, or Nakamura moving towards them. I think he only has one kid. Some sort of massive move, like the set landing on him, or something wild. I just don't see anything happening that could keep Rollins from retaining. So that's where I'm at with that. Io Sky, the women's championship match for the Raw Women's Championship. Io Sky, I'm sorry, no. Sorry, excuse me. The SmackDown Women's Championship match. Io Sky is the champion. She'll be going up against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Triple threat. Lots of players in the match. Lots of players outside of the match. I think that's detrimental to this story. We have 3 of the best in the business going at it. In the ring, storytelling-wise, it's going to be awesome. You will not be disappointed from having these 3 ladies in the ring doing what they can do. But the problem is, we have Bayley hovering around the outside with Dakota Kai. We have discord between Bayley and Io, who's the champ. Makes me fearful for a title change, to be honest, because I see the winner, if that's going to be the case, Bayley interfering and screwing up Io inadvertently, on purposely, doesn't matter. The winner of that, if that occurs, the winner absolutely 100% will be Charlotte. And that's why I'm fearful. Charlotte is a 5,000-time champion. They are rushing her, taking over. I mean, they've already started to recognize how many reigns she has. I think it's like 15. Her dad has had 16 over like 60 years worth of wrestling. Several times she's been the transitional champ, having the belt for 30 days. Don't do this, because I don't think that, she makes sense leading into the big events, right? Like, if that's what we're talking, this could be the big shift in this story. To be honest, they have some outs. Charlotte's going to win this match. Look, I'm not overly excited because I think that this should have only been Io and Asuka. I think Charlotte consistently is shoved in. I get it. She's the moneymaker. But she feels really squeezed into this triple threat. And it feels like it's already been done. I'm sorry. Actually, Asuka feels squeezed in. Which makes... No, it was Charlotte getting squeezed in. See, that's where I'm all confused. All that matters is Io's the champ, and she's the one I want to remain the champ. I just don't see it happening because of all the things that are already kind of have been planted in our heads with her and Bayley, with Asuka booting Charlotte last night, or vice versa during SmackDown. There's just a lot of chaos, and as you can tell, I don't even know in my own mind how to really straighten it all out. So that makes me a little bit worried. I think this is a forced triple threat. We saw it just a bit ago with Bianca instead of Io. So it's like, while it is great wrestling and while they're doing right in terms of giving the women some time to show their abilities, come up with something different than a triple threat. Sell the story in a different way. Io and Asuka is a dream match. So, I do see this going a way that is going to disappoint me. And that's Charlotte winning. And I think it's because Bayley interferes and costs Io a chance to win. So, for the umpteenth time, Charlotte will be leaving with the belt. Going to put something out there real quick. I'm going to say it again a little bit later, but right now, I'm going to introduce Jade Cargill sighting in Indianapolis, which is the site of tonight's event, Fast Lane. Put that in there a little bit. Get you thinking. As we lead into the two marquee matches of this event, I'm covering these back-to-back because they're so intertwined. I'm going to say that again probably somewhere later because I did put it in my notes, but I'm bringing that out early. These matches are just too connected for me not to talk back-to-back because I'll end up repeating myself in a lot of ways. But I'm going to start with the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. The Judgment Day, in this regard, it's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They are the champions, going to go up against the newly formed, kind of out of nowhere, team of Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Both men, Cody and Jey, are set for... Cody is in and has been set up for an amazing singles push and run. This is starting to set up some stuff for Jey Uso. I hear they have big plans. I'm very, very excited to see what they are. Now, going back real quick, Nakamura takes the belt from Seth. Now we're talking some ideas, because if that were to occur, hey, main event Jey has an opening to go after the belt. That is what I would love to see. But right now we're going to focus on his opportunity to go after the tag team belts with somebody not his brother Jimmy. Cody teaming with Jey, like I said, feels a little bit of a way that, it's random. It's very random. And it feels like, a bit like, it's a way to keep them involved as they wait and develop their next singles feuds. Because they're going to have to be nice feuds. But I don't think that after this match they move on to singles feuds. I'm going to put a pin in that. Because, like I said, there's a lot to cover between this match and the next match, and it's all going to tie together in terms of what I think is next for Cody and Jey. I don't mind that they're together. Don't get me wrong. I love both of them, and I want them involved in matches that are going to be big. And, of course, they're going to be big because they're in them. So there's no, I don't think that you can really put them... If they're on TV and they're doing things... you will continue to get the great reactions because both Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are just doing great work, and the fans love them. That's not to take anything away from Judgment Day. They are on top of the mountain. I think they've surpassed Bloodline at the moment, not for the greatest story that they've told over the past few years, but in terms of the big push and the more eyes are drifting over the Judgment Day. And again, I think that's warranted. They're doing great work. I love Judgment Day. I love them. I hope that they're done the teasing of breaking them up, at least for a little while. I do see this match as a time where they're going to tease more. This is going to give the opportunity for for Finn and Damian to kick each other inadvertently or to cross each other inadvertently. They've gone back and forth with that. The dissension has been teased between multiple versions against multiple people within the faction. I hope that doesn't happen. I really, really don't. I hope that doesn't happen. And that leads me into the overbookedness that we might see for this match. Overbookedness. That is way not a word. this has the opportunity to be overbooked. You already have 4 great names, but with the Judgment Day, you also have Rhea Ripley hanging about, Dominic Mysterio Jr. hanging about, J.D. McDonough hanging about, honorary member, tag-along member, just some guy that follows them around like a little puppy dog. I don't know. But there's 3 people hanging out waiting to help Finn and Damian win. And I do think that that's what's going to happen. It makes more sense for them to hold the belts. Cody and Jey holding the belts, I think, would be a detriment to the belts and to them, because how do you take them off without them feuding, or at least them losing some shine by losing the belts? It makes more sense for this to be the opportunity for Judgment Day to use the numbers advantage to give an out as to why Cody and Jey won't win. Plus, besides the members of Judgment Day hanging around, stacking the deck against Cody and Jey, you also have the rest of the Bloodline. You have Solo on the card, you have Jimmy on the card, you have Paul Heyman there. So you're really talking 6 people that could get involved and cause Cody and Jey. So there's a lot of opportunity. While possibly overbooked, there's opportunity to give an out to Cody and Jey, and they will find a way to do that with Judgment Day winning and staying champs. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where do they play into this? Could they show up? Could they play a factor? Could they help even things out to keep you, on the edge of your seat that Cody and Jey just might do it? I don't know. There's unfinished business with the Bloodline across the board. Everybody has a problem with the Bloodline. Everybody has a problem with Judgment Day. And everybody wants to beat up Cody and Jey because they're the next big things. So this could lead to a lot of mayhem outside of the ring, before, after. There's a lot that could happen. And this is where I'm going to say it again. I said it earlier. I'm saying it now. Jade Cargill sighting in Indianapolis. Rhea Ripley is going to come out and get involved. Interesting way to introduce the next super duper star, and she is going to be Jade Cargill. All right, so on to what I assume is going to be the main event. I assume it because John Cena is involved. He is teaming up with LA Knight, who is over, including in merchandise, overselling the big dogs, John Cena, Roman Reigns. LA Knight, during house shows, has just surpassed, not just, I guess sometimes this week, as the biggest seller for merch. Good for him. Lots of money coming his way. I love it. He's earned it. Kevin Nash, sorry, dude, you're wrong. Anyway, John Cena, LA Knight, tagging up against members of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso with Paul Heyman. Now, on SmackDown, Paul Heyman authorized through Roman Reigns via Paul Heyman, authorized a tag up, a team up, a coalition with Judgment Day. So that's why I mentioned again that these matches go hand in hand, because the Bloodline is integrally involved and tied into both matches. Judgment Day as well, with Cena having some issues with LA Knight, having some issues. Everybody has an issue with Judgment Day. Another opportunity, chance, unfortunate situation that might lead to some overbooking. I hope not. This whole, the whole card is rife with the possibility of overbooking. Each match, there's a lot of multi-person matches. There's only one that isn't. Oh my, look at that. Seth versus Shinsuke is the only one-on-one match. We have tag team, we have a triple threat, we have a tag team, and we have a 3-on-3. So already a lot of people involved in this event. I think that WWE is managing their storylines really, really well, and that's what makes me excited for this match, this card and this match. Because there's a lot going on there, there's a lot of things that could come out of this, a lot of stories to tell. So that's what excites me, despite the overbooked feel. In the Cena Knight versus Bloodline match, Solo Sikoa is going to shine, which I think would be cool coming out of this. Solo versus Cena in Saudi Arabia. That would be spectacular. That would put Solo in shoot him to the moon. LA Knight is going to shine. He's going to get lots of opportunities. Cena is going to put him over as the person saving the match and being the hero. Knight versus Reigns in Saudi Arabia would be great. Knight gets a match. It makes sense for him to lose that match. They could do it in ways, again, that keeps Knight strong. But I don't think that he can be hurt right now. He is somewhat untouchable in terms of his booking. The fans just won't let him not be over. He just is. Again, intertwined heavily with the match I just spoke about. Lots of things that could happen. Long story short, with all these people that are involved, all the people I've mentioned over the past two matches, lots of wrestlers involved. I think it all leads to either a Survivor Series match, which I'm less hopeful for. What I want to see is War Games. I can't say it like William Regal says it. War Games. That would be how this story should go. That should be how this mishmash, this coming together of so many super duper wrestlers, so many stories. I think on one side you would have Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso in the War Games structure versus Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. I'm sold on that. I think most all fans would be sold on that. I think that's the only place this could really go if you're going to keep all these people together, all these gentlemen together, all these superstars together in a period where we're, like I said, we're leading into the bigger events. I think that the best way to do it is have them be in the War Games, and just, man, that would be chaos. That would be mayhem. Like I said, I'm sold. So they are my predictions. I don't know if I said in that match that John Cena and LA Knight are going to go over. I think that's probably the most obvious prediction. John Cena's not going to lose two big events in a row. LA Knight's not going to lose this because I think he loses against Roman. I do think he goes up against Roman in Saudi Arabia. So this would give that opportunity to end the event with the fans leaving happy, which is Vince always loves to make sure happens, and that's what we're going to see. Woo! All right, so Fast Lane tonight. Episode 1 of 2 this week. My next episode, it'll drop later this week. I will give my reactions to Fast Lane, how things went, what I liked, what I didn't like. I'll also be talking some AEW. I'll also be talking NXT. They have a huge show coming October 10th. Whoa, big time. Adam Copeland going to AEW. Well, WWE said, okay, this is what's going to happen now. Lots going on. I will talk about that, like I said, next episode, which will drop later this week. Don't forget, like I say every week, lots of content to find, lots of things that I'm sharing across all social media platforms. Check us out, me out, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. I posted a TikTok. Who's the bigger signing, Jade Cargill or Adam Copeland for AEW, Jade Cargill for WWE? Who's the bigger signing? Led to a lot of comments, a lot of interactions, a lot of feelings. I'm going to talk about that, like I said, in episode 2 of this week. So, comment. Lots to talk about if you guys will give me some ideas. All right, so shout out to John Kiernan. John, you're my guy, my producer, amazing musical artist. He wrote my theme, Into the Fire, featuring Mont Easy. It leads me in, it's going to lead me out. John, thank you. Throw me into the fire that is wrestling podcasts. All right, people, enjoy. I'll see you later this week.